Welcome to Worth It or Worthless, a show where every couple weeks we pull a game from my own personal collection of retro games, take off our nostalgia-tinted glasses and decide, is the game good by today's standards, and is it worth the price of admission? We talk about what the game does well, what the game doesn't do so well, and the things that are just plain weird. I'm your host, Dan, joined as always by my friend Jordan. Jordan, what did we get into today?
Today we played Mario Kart 64 for the Nintendo 64. Mario Kart 64 is the story of Mario and the Mushroom Gang redefining the racing genre with the addition of the most iconic and most beloved item of all time, the blue shell.
They redefined the racing genre.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. Up to this point, racing, it's like, I don't know, we're in cars, we're driving cars around, and then Mario Kart comes out and you're like, oh, that's an interesting concept. And then boom, here is Mario Kart 64 selling billions of copies, becoming one of the most popular franchises of all time.
Mario Kart 64 sold billions of copies.
Billions.
Also, it redefined the racing genre after Super Mario Kart redefined the racing genre.
Super Mario Kart was like a proof of concept. I think we even said that back in our Super Mario Kart episode. It was like a proof of concept.
I don't remember us saying that, but you know.
Well, you know, it's just like, it's a good idea. It's like, wait a minute. Mario and the gang driving around go-karts? That's a good idea.
Yeah, golf carts.
Golf carts?
In the episode, your intro of the Super Mario Kart episode, I think it's like episode 40. I don't recommend listening to it. I listened to it today. Just take my word for it. But Jordan says it's a day out at the mini golf track. Go-kart. What am I trying to say? What do we call it?
Mario and the gang. You know,
fun centers.
There's always the golf, mini golf and the go-karts together.
Yes, go-kart is the word that I can't find right now.
Mario Kart, Mario Go-Kart 64. Anyway.
But you were like, yeah, it's golf. It's like a day at the putt and the thing, and I was like, all right. So this is like volume 2 of that.
This is my personal opinion, and it could be because I didn't own Super Mario Kart when I was a kid, but this series didn't really get going until Mario Kart 64.
I don't think that's true, because one other thing that we said in that episode was that Super Mario Kart, I think Super Mario Kart might have been the 4th best-selling game on the Super Nintendo. Okay.
But it was the second best-selling game on the N64, so that's a big jump.
Okay. Well, is it a big jump because N64 sold less than the Super Nintendo?
Yeah, but I feel like...
So what are the actual game sales numbers?
I don't know. Why is it that the N64 sold so many less copies than the Super Nintendo, but it feels like it had such a much bigger cultural weight to it? I don't know. It just feels like the N64... there's so much nostalgia for the N64. Like, the nostalgia that there is for the Super Nintendo feels very deserved.
Okay.
Whereas the nostalgia there is for the N64 feels like it's there despite the fact that the N64 hasn't held up as well.
So it's interesting. I think if you had an N64, because it was like 4 players, especially if you had brothers and it was like good... you didn't really get like the 4-player like party games before the N64. And even the PlayStation, which I think made a laughingstock out of the N64 as far as sales were concerned. I think the N64 sold like 36 million.
That's a crazy thing though. Like you say that, and there was like one kid in my whole school who had a PlayStation, and everybody had an N64.
Well, that's the opposite of
I know
life.
That it's the opposite of reality, but I feel like there's some funky things going on. Like, I don't know if this is one of those like Mandela things where it's just like, do we come from like an alternate reality where the N64 was way bigger than it actually was? Because I feel like it was a huge thing and everybody had one, but then when you look at the numbers, it doesn't back it up.
Here's what I think. It's maybe like Gran Turismo is a huge franchise, but I don't really know anybody who buys Gran Turismo games.
It's like, how is 2.5 Men the most popular show on TV? Or how is Big Bang Theory the most popular TV show on TV? I've never met a person who watches Big Bang Theory, but apparently millions of people did.
How has Grand Theft Auto 5 been the best-selling game for 9 years straight?
Right? I literally have never met somebody who plays it.
So that's what I think it is like those of us who are into retro games probably have nostalgia for the N64, but the greater public probably was more in the PS1
I guess.
ecosystem.
I don't know.
I ended up having both, though. But yeah, I think I played the N64 a lot more with my friends. So maybe it's more ingrained in sort of a way, or it was more just like you could play it with your friends more.
You're probably on something with the whole multiplayer. Like if somebody in your neighborhood had it and 4 controllers, every kid doesn't need to have their own because boom, you're all just playing together.
Yeah. Yeah. Jordan, of course, this one published by Nintendo, made by Nintendo, but that was actually produced by Miyamoto.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. So I was like, did Miyamoto produce it? It was interesting to dig into the Wikipedia on this one because I was curious as to whether or not Miyamoto produced this one. I think it also said this was being developed at the same time as Ocarina of Time.
Oh, the Ocarina of Time?
I think it said that. I can't remember. It's been a weird day. It's been a very weird day. So my brain isn't firing on all cylinders. So I was like in my car on my break at work, on my phone doing my notes, which is not like my favorite way to do notes.
Were you getting notes from Wikipedia and putting them into your notes app?
Yeah, the notes app.
Just a good time to mention two of our sponsors, Wikipedia and the Notes app.
They don't know they're sponsoring us, but
honestly, a great combo. Like if you are a power user who can combine the potentiality of both of those apps, wow, just imagine the places you could go.
You could start a podcast and still be doing it after 3.5 years.
You could be in your car, just copying and pasting paragraphs.
As long as you have cell phone service.
Yeah. I don't think we're still working out the deal to get cell phone service to be a sponsor, but have not gotten there yet. If you have a connection with 5G, let us know.
It's funny that you should mention 5G because at work there's been something going on. I don't know if the network is like going through some stuff, but I've been going down to LTE lately at work, which has not been a thing. In since I got my new phone that does 5G.
Yeah.
Like a year and a half ago or whatever. I'm like, why is it like my phone keeps saying LTE when I'm at work? I'm like, this is a hot mess.
I think maybe mine got yours because I don't pay for 5G, but my new phone has said 5G ever since I got it.
Oh, well, I don't think it's a cost. I don't think it's an extra cost. At least it's not on my plan.
I don't know. Maybe my phone is sponsored by 5G. Anyway, all that to say, it's been a weird day. Dan was taking some notes in his car.
Yep. Jordan, another fun fact on this one. We're all in the fun facts. I don't know. Fun fact brought to you by Wikipedia. The Star Wars.
Yeah.
Upgrades besides proper 3D in this one versus Super Mario Kart include force player support, holding multiple items, and slipstreaming.
Yes. Big improvements.
Yeah. And then, of course, changes from the original Mode 7 limitations on the Super Nintendo version include elevation of walls and terrains and things like that.
Yeah.
So in the Super Nintendo version, I think we said it was hard to like kind of see where you were going, and part of it was because like the walls are totally flat.
Yeah.
And so you can't ever get over the walls. So this one, like, you can see the walls that you can't get over most of the time.
Yes.
Unless you're Jordan. The game was originally supposed to feature Kamek, a villain from Yoshi's Island, but was replaced by Donkey Kong. Donkey King, as we call him.
Good call.
Yeah?
Really, yeah, for sure, good call.
Yeah, the Magic Koopa, I think it also referred to on the Wikipedia in like a prototype or something, an early version. Is that the same character? Is his name Kamek?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's weird that though. So in Super Mario Kart, you have Donkey Kong Jr., and they're like, we're going to get rid of that guy, and we're going to add this wizard from Yoshi's Island. They're like, no, let's get rid of him. Let's add Donkey Kong, but not Jr. Let's get the Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Well,
which some people say is the same Donkey Kong.
Some people.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Whenever you try to dig too much into the backstories of these Nintendo characters, it gets dicey real quick.
So I think you said, I think the trivia in the Super Mario Kart episode was, why is Donkey Kong Jr. in there? And I think it was his 10th anniversary or something.
Yeah.
And then this one, I think, it must have come out, because I think Donkey Kong Country came out in 1994, and that's when, nobody knew who Donkey Kong was until Donkey Kong Country.
Nobody knew who Donkey Kong was. It was
and so that's when they decided to start putting him in video games.
One of the highest selling arcade games of all time. The game that single-handedly kicked off the American arcade bonanza. No one knew who Donkey Kong was, though.
He didn't have a banana horde yet. Never mind. The player's controls were designed to be like driving a radio-operated car.
Oh,
Miss Jordan.
Okay.
You know, like a RC Tyco or whatever they.
Yeah, no,
radio cars. But they got. I had one or two of those as a kid.
I had one called the Rebound, and it had these big wheels, and you could crash into a wall.
And then it would flip over and keep going. Yeah. What happened to Do kids still play with those, or are those non-existent? Is that a relic of the 90s?
It's hard to get excited about an RC car when your neighbor's got an RC drone.
That's true.
Like, you can do the car or the helicopter.
Yeah, maybe I'll get my son a drone when it's,
you can get really cheap ones. Like, you can get like a $10 drone off Amazon. So when he crashes into a tree.
Yeah, when he crashes into a tree, buy another one.
Yeah, seriously.
Jordan, last fun fact. Rubber banding in the blue shell were added to keep races competitive and balanced.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah.
Competitive, balanced races in Mario Kart.
Yeah. I'm not joking. I actually do like this. I know that it's a huge gripe for some people, and we'll get into it later in the episode, I'm sure. But I like the rubber banding.
Blue shell. Great when it works.
Yeah.
I got some thoughts, Jordan. I got some thoughts today.
Dan, you're not allowed to have thoughts yet. This is the fun facts section.
Yeah. Another just like, it's not a fun fact, but I guess it's another upgrade. Failure in Grand Prix in this one allows you to continue an unlimited number of times, unlike Super Mario Kart where you have like 3 lives, I think.
Yeah.
Place in the top 3. So it's just another nice like upgraded feature that they added to this one. So. But Jordan, that's all my fun facts. Do you have anything else?
Oh, Dan, I've got a fun fact.
You got a fun fact?
I got the fun fact of the show. The fun fact of the show is that today's episode was chosen by our subscribers on Patreon.
Sure was.
Yeah, so every month, the last episode of the month is chosen. We put up a list, and our Patreon subscribers get to vote on which one they want to hear, and I was pulling hard for this episode to get chosen. I was honestly considering quitting the show if Mario Golf GameCube was picked. Because that would just be insane.
I think they call it Mario Golf Cube.
Whatever. And so Patreon subscribers, thank you so much. It's one of the perks that you get if you're a Patreon subscriber. You can find our Patreon at
worthitoworthless.com/Patreon or patreon.com/worthitoworthless.
You got your bases covered.
Speaking of that, we have a poll ending tomorrow for April's theme, which looks like it's going to be Hate Pro. Where we're going to be playing some of the most hated / notorious games of all time. So it's looking like the next episode is Superman 64, and I think we might just skip the second episode of April and just not do one.
Wow, yeah, that's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. So there you go. You have a lot of power as a Patreon subscriber. So if you're interested in that, there's a couple different tiers for you to check out. Check it out. That's our fun fact of the show.
All right, let's move into what the game did well. All right, Jordan, the first thing that I have on my list of what the game does well is nothing.
Stop. Oh my goodness. You were such a negative Nancy about Super Mario Kart, and I was like, well, surely we'll get this sorted out when we play Mario Kart 64. It's a beloved game that everybody enjoys, so surely Dan won't have a horrible time with it.
No. All right, I do have some things. I do. That is on my list. Nothing. That was the first thing I wrote down.
Dan was having a pretty bad time. Now, it doesn't help that I have played a lot of this game. I do have 3 brothers, so the 4 of us played a lot of Mario Kart 64.
Yeah.
And I kind of know these levels forward and backwards, literally, because I've played the mirror mode.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, it was funny listening back to the Super Mario Kart episode. I was like just having a day that day. I said it in that episode. I got like 3 hours of sleep. I didn't have fun with the game. I was just like so like unenthusiastic about it and didn't have fun. And then today has just been another one of those like days where everything is. It hasn't been a bad day. It's just not been like a day where I've been particularly feeling great.
In the words of Ice Cube, today was a good day. I didn't even have to use my AK.
Okay. All right. But so it's timely that the day that I had today aligned with a Mario Kart episode because I'm feeling unenthusiastic. But realistically, Jordan, first thing I'd like to talk about, the game's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a good kart racing game. It's a significantly better game, I would say, than Super Mario Kart.
I definitely agree with you. That was the first thing on my point, and we kind of covered some of that in the intro, but it is hard to understate how massive of an improvement this is over the first game in the series.
I mean, tell me, unpack that a little bit.
Yeah, okay, just the fact going up to 4 players. Big improvement.
Correct.
It's twice as many players. What's not to love about that?
I also have 4 players is what the game does well. There's not 4 of us, but I can imagine 4 players is
it's a good time. The fact that you can actually see where you're going. Like Super Mario Kart is hard on the eyes.
Sort of.
So, okay, I mean it's an N64 game.
Well, we're not going to jump the gun too much.
Graphical caveats apply, but massive improvement. The tracks are so much longer. Instead of going around the whole track in about 15 seconds, a lot of these races take like 5 to 7 minutes on the longest track. I think it was like 7 minutes for the whole race. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I think in Super Mario Kart, the races are like 5 laps long, and the tracks are like I think the complaints I had was you just can't catch up in Super Mario Kart because the tracks are so short. The items are like a single use. So like the question mark blocks like don't come back in Super Mario Kart, I guess. And so this one feels a lot more like the stride that Mario Kart sort of hit going forward, where the question mark blocks come back. You know, there were times where we went from 8th to 1st, like if we were having a bad race and stuff like that. So it definitely feels like a significant improvement over Super Mario Kart. It's hard to what Super Mario Kart. This feels like Super Mario Kart, as in like the way that the Super Nintendo would call games Super whatever. It's like the better version, right? This feels like the better version of the original Mario Kart.
Yeah. So if it came out today, it would be Mario Kart Deluxe.
U.
Yes.
New Mario Kart Deluxe. U.
Yes.
A retro game remaster
with Knuckles.
And Knuckles.
Yeah, and Knuckles. See, I don't even know enough about video games to get the memes right.
It's a Sonic meme. You can be forgiven for that.
Yeah. So I like the long tracks. I think the fact that you can play all of World 1 of Mario Bros. 3 in the time that it would take you to complete Rainbow Road, you know, there's something to be said about that.
Can't help yourself. Mario 3 is a great game.
Yeah,
I will not stand for this.
It's great if you like 15-second long levels. It's phenomenal. I'm just kidding. I actually had a good time. I'm not going to go and change the narrative.
You would call it solid?
I would. It is a solid game, yeah. And I mean that in a positive way. Because everybody, besides Dan, uses that word with positive connotations.
Solid means adequate.
No, solid means like, man, this is a dependable, trustworthy, good time.
Dependable and trustworthy.
Like if I said, man, Dan is one of my close friends. He's such a solid friend. Like everybody in the world would mean that, like, oh my goodness, he's a good friend.
No, a solid friend is like somebody you can rely on.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean a good friend.
What are you talking about?
Like, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, okay. Whatever. You just need to spend some time with the dictionary.
Am I the one?
Yeah.
Solid is more like, I think, a reference to somebody's character than it is like, I don't know.
Are you saying that Solid Snake is only adequate?
I mean,
exactly.
Maybe. I mean, he's not the smartest guy. He repeats everything he's told. Like, wow. I don't know.
Wow. And people give me a hard time. People give me a hard time about saying I don't like games, and Dan's over here trashing Metal Gear Solid.
All right, Jordan. This one, lots of tracks. You got like 16 tracks, something on this one.
16 tracks, yeah, it's a good number.
And then you can unlock, I think, mirror mode. I don't remember how you do that. Is it something 150 cc's?
Yeah, you got to get like all the gold cups or whatever.
Something annoying.
Yeah, it took a while. I remember it being a challenge.
You've done it.
Oh yeah, when we were kids, we unlocked all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, must have been really good.
No, I mean, you just spend a lot of time doing something.
Yeah. So you've spent like 300 hours playing this game.
I mean, I would have considered myself an expert at this when I was a kid. So according to Malcolm Gladwell, I think I probably spent 10,000 hours playing Mario Kart 64.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, how do you feel about the number of tracks? I mean, so let's take it from today's standards as we do, you know, versus Mario Kart 8. Well, Mario Kart with the expansion.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mario Kart.
How many
8,
they have? What? Just 77 tracks on Mario Kart 8 now.
They just added a ton of games.
They announced what was it? Is it the mobile app?
Mario Kart Tour.
Is that the one that they're adding? Because what is the not the Toys to Life, but like the live, not even live action
Mario Kart Tour.
I don't know which one
live?
is the one where you drive around your house as Mario Kart, And then there's like the mobile app. And I know with the Switch Online expansion pass, they were like, you get like a bunch of extra Mario tracks.
48 new tracks is what they added. Why not? That's awesome. It's like 50 cents a track too.
Or free with the free quote unquote included in your subscription with the expansion
I
pass.
forgot if you get the expansion pass.
Because Nintendo's like, let's roll out an overpriced expansion pass. We have a bunch of plans. We're not going to tell you.
Honestly,
so everybody's going to get mad, but
this is the thing. I feel like $24 for 48 tracks is a good deal already.
Yeah.
And then the fact that they threw it in for free to a thing that people feel like is overpriced, I'm glad they did that.
I feel like 48 Mario Kart tracks and like
that's so many tracks.
Well, it's like, what if there was 200 characters in Smash Bros? Like, at what point do you go, I don't know about this anymore? Like, they added 48 tracks.
Well, they're all old tracks.
On top of
what was already there, yeah.
How many?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, come on, pull out your Mario Kart app.
You've been
playing
app?
Mario Kart Live Tour?
There was 32 already.
So
now you're up to 80.
80 tracks. There's almost as many tracks in Mario Kart 8 as there are Smash Bros. Characters in Ultimate.
I'm good with that. I honestly, truly hope that the next iteration of Mario Kart is similar to Smash Bros., where it's Nintendo Kart and you have everybody.
Yeah.
And that each character has some different items or attacks or whatever, like where you get a little bit more individuality.
Here's the thing I think that is like tripping me out about like all those tracks is like, okay, so do people play this game online a lot? Is that like a thing that a lot of people like to do?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you're playing Mario Kart online with 80 tracks, like, are you ever going to see the same ones? Is it frustrating that you can't ever like get to play your favorite tracks because there's so many? Or are you just like good with whatever because the game is fun? Like, how do you feel about if somebody, rolls a dice and you get to play one of 80 tracks, you're like fine with that?
I think that I can't remember. There is
and
some
you have to get coins?
Oh my gosh. All right. This isn't an episode on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Anyway, Mario Kart 64. A huge improvement over the Super Nintendo game.
Okay, whatever. What else you got?
All right, another thing that you mentioned briefly, but the fact that this game has elevation. I think they make great use of elevation in this game. In Super Nintendo, Super Mario Kart, all of the levels are completely flat. In this one, you get levels like Yoshi's Valley, for example, where you have all these different winding tracks and you can choose which way to go.
Oh.
You have levels where tracks like shoot over and like Wario Stadium or the Donkey Kong one, where like there's like the elevation allows the tracks to loop back over itself, and it's really cool the way that they use the elevation. I think that it was a huge improvement over it's both a huge improvement over the Super Mario Kart, but it's also, I kind of enjoy it. Like you have this Double Dash and Mario Kart Wii, where they like have the elevation and it's a good amount of it. And then you hit Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and some of those levels with like the 0G and like upside down stuff, it's a little too much for me.
Yeah.
It's a little too much. So I think that like adding elevation was a huge thing, but like you can go too far with it. So this is like where they started doing that, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. You just triggered like Mario Kart 7 in my brain on 3DS. I don't
like with the mall, like that's a great example. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about like the hang glider stuff, and I don't know. I don't know, man. Mario Kart Wii just really hits a sweet spot for me.
But you have hang gliders in Mario Kart Wii, right?
No,
that's just an 8.
Yeah.
Oh.
7 is where it started.
7. What is 7 on? Oh, 3DS. Okay.
Yeah. Which I was like,
forget about that.
Well, I didn't play it. I don't know. We won't talk about more Mario Kart games other than this one, but
we'll get to them eventually.
Yeah, no.
If we
don't think so,
bro. Wow, you're not expecting this podcast to go for another 30 years?
I don't expect the 3DS to ever be a retro console.
Oh,
unless Nintendo closes the eShop and you can't get those games anymore and you have to collect them.
That's what they're doing. They're literally doing that.
What? Cue up the from Metal Gear Solid, the red exclamation point alert.
Oh, Metal Gear Average.
Adequate. It's not average, it's adequate. Gets the job done.
I don't even want to ask you if adequate is better or below average.
Adequate just means like, I don't know. It's like a 5 or a 6 out of 10 is adequate. It's like
if you came to your parents with a report card and you got a 50 to 60%, they're going to say that was adequate?
Well, no, that's a failing grade.
Yeah.
That's failure.
Yeah.
According to the system. But adequate is like, all right, well, I can't have Chipotle, so I guess I'll go to Qdoba.
Oh my gosh! All right, moving on.
And I won't get queso at
This
Qdoba.
podcast is turning into a hate crime. Somebody call the FBI.
Jordan, I got battle mode. I don't know.
Yes,
the game does well.
Another huge improvement: the addition of battle mode. And it's fun with 2 players.
Yeah.
But when you get 3 or 4 players, it's even better because once somebody gets eliminated in battle mode, they get to drive around as a little bomb and you can crash into people and kill them. And I was like, this is the greatest thing ever.
Make them faint.
Make them faint, sure. No, you actually turn into a ghost and then your body possesses a little go-kart bomb.
You got to go to the Mario Kart Center.
I love that you have that in... Gosh, no. This game and also Bomberman 64 has a similar mechanic where when you're eliminated, like your ghost can just terrorize the people who are left.
Yeah.
And it is so good when you're a little brother and you keep getting beat by your big brothers and all of a sudden you can become a bomb on wheels and ruin their day. There's something so satisfying about that.
I'll take your word for it.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. We played a little bit of Mario Kart. I guess I should say, like, I didn't play this game almost at all. I've said this in the history of the podcast. I like had a friend with this game and we played it like a time or two as a kid. And then like, I think it was like your birthday in like 2019 that we played some Mario Kart before. It had to have been before COVID. And so like that was a little bit of like 4-player Mario Kart, but I've probably put, I don't know, less than I probably have like 4 to 6 hours of Mario Kart 64.
Well, we just played like 3 hours today.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. Right.
You got plenty of Mario Kart experience, man.
Mario Kart 64.
Yeah, you got plenty of Mario Kart 64 experience.
So, I don't have a ton of experience with battle mode, so I can't speak to like, oh yeah, this is a hoot.
I think that was your favorite part of the game, though.
It ended up being my favorite part, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just been something about my day. I've just been off. So I don't know if I would have had a better or different time. Because at first I was getting frustrated when we were racing.
Yeah.
Because there was just certain things that were frustrating me. We'll get into some of it.
I kept winning.
And then at some point I just became indifferent about the races. Like I stopped caring.
You know, a game that makes you rage is bad, but at least it makes you feel something. A game that makes you feel apathetic, that's scary.
Well,
that's scary.
There you go.
Uh-oh.
This is a spooky game.
Oh, no.
Bowser's Castle. It makes you apathetic.
There's an item that's a ghost and you can steal from your friends.
Oh, my goodness. But yeah, I don't know. I'm all.
That's it?
Battle mode's fun. I had more fun with battle mode with you than I'd had racing against the computer.
Okay. I got one more, Dan. I got one more thing. And that is the little secret shortcuts in this game that are just very fun. Very fun.
I found exactly one shortcut in this game.
Yeah. So you've got obviously the one on the beach where you can use a mushroom and shoot through the little tunnel. And
That's the one I found. Kind
of difficult to pull off. It's obvious that what you're supposed to do, but it's hard to do it. That one is like everybody kind of sees it. Yeah. Then you have in Rainbow Road, the notorious where you can like launch yourself off the map and drop all the way down onto a lower part of Rainbow Road. And it's hard to do, but if you can do it, wow, you are a legend, an absolute legend. So
is it a glitch or is it like an actual shortcut?
It's an actual shortcut. It's just, you got to know exactly where to go. The third one is my favorite thing about this game, I think, and something that I would often spend a lot of time trying to do as a kid, and that is right off the bat in Wario Stadium, there's a little hump. If you throw yourself off that hump, hit the jump button, bounce into the wall, sometimes you can bounce over the wall and cut off like a good 60% of the track.
You cut off Patoof?
Yeah, Patoom, when you land.
Patoom.
When you do a little jump and land, like it spits out a cloud that says like Patoom. And you're like, all right, that's an onomatopoeia if I ever saw one. And it's I was telling Dan, I was like, it's really hard to do. Like it never happens. And I did it on my first try. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to try to get on the second lap. And I was like, I've never done it twice in a row. Never. And I got it on the second lap. And I was like, okay, literally in the history of this game, it's never been done 3 times in a row on the first try. And I hit it on my third lap. I ended up finishing that race like more than twice the speed of the second place guy.
It was super awesome.
It was awesome. I loved it so much. And it completely broke the rubber banding because then all of the computer guys like accelerated like crazy to try to catch me, and Dan just got left in the dust.
I don't know, because as I was looking at the time, because it was like I couldn't catch up to Donkey Kong.
No.
Or whatever. And he was like in second place. I was in third. And then when I looked at the times, he only beat me, well, only by 13 seconds.
That's a
long
time in a racing
game. That
game.
is a long time in a racing game. But you beat us like 2.5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like, I don't know if there was something weird with that whole thing.
Just like there's always these little urban legends about video games. And a lot of times they ended up to be fake. A lot of times they ended up to be like these little like, speed running hacks that a normal person couldn't actually pull off. But the fact that there are some shortcuts in this game that you can actually pull off, and when you do, it feels so satisfying. I just love that.
Yep. Do you have anything else?
That's it. I mean, just want to reiterate that the game is a ton of fun. I think it's a massive improvement, and I truly do think that this redefined fun racing games. Obviously, it's not a simulator, but like there are so many games that try to be Mario Kart 64 still today.
Yeah.
Like there's all these random like that
Nickelodeon kart,
Pixar or that DreamWorks movie about a Turbo the Snail. Like that has a racing game, and it's just trying to exactly do what Mario Kart 64 did. Like there's all
Sonic Kart.
Yeah, Sonic Kart, the Crash Team Racing, Diddy Kong Racing, like all these.
People like Crash Team Racing.
I know. I'm not saying that these games are bad, but like Mario Kart proved that there was a huge market for fun, goofy racing games, and I think that this one is the one that really took it from a proof of concept and said like, this is what it is.
Yeah, it definitely took what I don't want to call Super Mario Kart a prototype, but it's like it took that rough draft and put some finishing touches on it.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to what the game doesn't do so well. Jordan, one of the first things that I like to talk about that the game didn't do so well was your cheating.
Oh my
on maps. It was a really nice
the shortcuts
way
that I was just gushing about.
How it's like it's just I finished the race 17 minutes before everybody else, and then I was like, finally, this race is about to end. Oh, it's lap 3 now.
Yeah.
I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like,
I finished like as you guys were starting lap 2.
Yeah. Jokes aside, though, the pathfinding on items is weird in this game. Legitimately, like the red shells, it's like sometimes don't do what they're supposed to do. Like, I like Mario Kart Wii, and so the items pretty much always connect properly in Mario Kart Wii or whatever. And I assume probably Double Dash, but I don't know for sure. But like, first time I got a blue shell, I threw it and it was like,
there it goes.
There it goes.
Never.
I think I threw it right before you crossed the finish line. And then the second time I got a blue shell, it never hit you.
No. It just disappeared into the ether.
Yeah, and then the third time I hit a blue shell, I'm like, this is taking an awfully long time to do anything.
It did. It was like
what
half a lap before it found me.
And then like with the red shells, like I was trying to figure out if you could throw items backwards in this game. You're like, yeah, you can. And I'm like, I don't know. And then it was like, can you do it with the triple green shells or the triple red shells? I was like, no, they're not going backwards. I'm literally just holding down and they're not going backwards.
Yeah.
And I think the only item you can properly throw backwards is the green shells.
Green shells, bananas, and fake item blocks can all go backwards.
And so I was like, single red shell, let me throw this backwards, especially in like battle mode. And it's like, nope, it goes forward and then backwards. Or like in battle mode, there was a time where you were right in front of me and my red shell just like was like, I'm going to go off of the building instead of like hit you. So like sometimes the items just like seem to not really do what they should do, or like it depends on how far behind you are, if they like are hitting things. I think sometimes maybe the maps interfere with the pathfinding on the items, or like I don't know, they just felt a little bit like they weren't behaving like I was expecting them to.
They have definitely improved this in future iterations of these games. It's funny, it's like equally amusing and infuriating when you launch a red shell forward and then it instantly comes backwards and kills you as it's trying to hit somebody behind you, or you shoot it like right before you get a little speed boost and then you're up alongside your red shell and it decides like, oh, here's a target, and it hits you. And you're like, I don't think the game is supposed to work that way. It is very funny, but also infuriating.
Yeah. What do you have?
My biggest gripe with this game is that the controls often aren't tight enough to avoid obstacles and traps. So, like, I will see something coming, not a mile away because it's the N64 and your draw distance is not that far. But you see something coming and, like, you are trying your best to just move yourself out of the way, and you cannot. And you run into something that you knew it was there, you tried to avoid it, and you could not.
Yeah.
And it just like, it doesn't handle quite as snappy as modern games do, which it's not a modern game.
Yeah.
But we have to talk about that because it's 2022 and we got other options. Is this the one that you want to play?
Here's the thing. I think some of it, and that plays into another one of my points, is the N64 graphics look like vomit. Specifically when you're trying to like look out ahead, you're like that. Like, I can't see.
So
like
I agree. They're bad, but these have been some of the least bad N64 graphics that we've experienced.
What a glowing compliment.
Still, it's a massive improvement over the Mode 7 headache of Super Mario Kart. Like, I like Super Mario Kart. It's a fun time. You can't play it for more than like 10 minutes without like starting to feel woozy, especially on a big screen. And so this is a huge improvement over Super Mario Kart.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it's definitely not up to modern standards, but it's a big improvement.
I think what I'm trying to say is the lack of control that you're talking about might have more to do with the fact that you can't see that well because of the graphics.
Partially, but also just like one of the things that's nice about starting with the Wii and then the Wii U and Switch, you had the options to customize your cart, and this is something that I have written down. You don't have those unlocks and customization options that give you control. Like, do you want to prioritize handling or do you want to prioritize speed? And it allows you to lock in for your game type. And so I often will use the really small wheels, the ones that prioritize handling. And so maybe that's why I feel like I don't have that in this game.
The wheel, the peripheral where you put the Wiimote in and you...
No. I'm not an anti-motion controls guy, but I am when it comes to racing games. Because when I was a kid, I remember my mom taught piano lessons. And so it was always like, you know, me and my three brothers playing, but also there was always these other kids coming over for their piano lessons. And so like if they were siblings, they would just, you know, one sibling's doing their piano lessons, the other ones come down to the basement. And so it wasn't just my brothers that I'm playing against in these games. It's also all these random kids that my mom teaches piano to. And I remember people who didn't have like an N64 or like play racing games often, if you watch them play a racing game, they'll like turn their whole body and like lean into it. And so when I see somebody doing that on a racing game, I just think back to like those kids. I'm like, oh, that poor kid has never played a video game before. And so like I don't have anything that's motion controlled. I love some Wii Sports, but the whole like turning motion controlled thing for racing games just like it triggers something in my brain.
There's something about, man. I've been playing more Wii lately. I played New Super Mario Brothers Wii recently, and then I was playing Striker's Charge recently, and I'm just like, these motion controls just don't feel like they're making my game more fun. They just feel like something I have to deal with because Nintendo didn't give me a choice.
You can do them really well, and you can put them into places they should never be.
Yeah, it's the Wii. It's like, I don't know.
The Wii's got
what a potential wasted console.
Oh no. What are you talking about?
So I like light gun shooters on the Wii.
Yeah.
Wii Sports, fine. You know, great. But like
that's where you
Mario
use it.
Kart, like no.
But you don't have to.
No, you don't have to, but a lot of people I think use that steering wheel peripheral.
You're right.
For whatever reason. Hey man,
cool.
Whatever.
That's cool.
Teach their own. Jordan, it doesn't feel like there's a ton here again. I feel like
you were just saying about the 16 tracks and how that was so cool.
but more so like there's a few cups, there's battle mode, and I think there's time trials or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like it just doesn't feel like, oh, you're gonna play this game on the hardest difficulty to unlock a mirror mode. It's like this again feels like a shallow party game, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't feel like there's a lot here beyond like a fun party game to play with your friends.
I mean, I hard disagree.
Wow.
I mean, we spent so much time playing this game, and we talked about this in the Cruisin' USA episode. Like, this game, we'd always go to this over Cruisin' USA or Wave Race because it felt like Mario Kart, there's so much more to do. you compare it to Cruis'n USA or Wave Race, and it's like those are bare bones experiences compared to Mario Kart 64.
I mean, okay, so maybe I can convince you with my other point.
Sure, yeah, no,
the game doesn't do so well in Jordan. That's the story.
The story. Oh, do tell.
Well, you tell me.
There isn't a story.
Well, there you go.
It's a sports game.
Does.
What do you want a story in a sports game?
Coming from the guy who would always talk about the cutscenes and stories in video games.
Okay, if
you've
there's
really been laying off that lately.
If there
by the
is
way.
a game about an alien invasion, I want to know about the aliens. If I'm Mario and friends driving karts, you can't give me too much story because you're just gonna break the continuity that exists in the other Mario games. It's like, why all of a sudden is Mario like, unless it's like you're in a death match, like you're racing for, you know, like the soul of the Mushroom Kingdom or something. Sure, yeah, give me that. But like, I mean, if in a sports game, I don't need a story.
There just weren't enough cutscenes. I just didn't know why. I felt like
the one cutscene that you get, like when you win, it is so janky. Like the movements, the movements look like bad, like mid 1900s animatronics. Like you go and watch like some old like 60s and 70s like Chuck E. Cheese kind of animatronics.
You know what it was too is like it felt like that final cutscene they originally had like 2D sprites rendered with like from 8 different angles.
Yes.
And so the carts kind of jerk to different angles. And I think one of the things I read about the development on the Wikipedia was they lost like a significant amount of data on a hard drive or something.
Oh.
And so originally the character select screen was just going to be 2D like images, and then they changed it to 3D models because they had to like redo it. And so
that was one of your favorite parts of the game, was the character select screen, because with the random number generation for the blinking, all the characters blink, and it seems like a random amount of time between each blink. So sometimes you get really fast blinks, and sometimes you get long stares where like, is that character dead?
So like after the exhaustion of playing cups and failing and just getting to a point of apathy for me, the noticing that the character select screen, while you were like writing down notes, we were about to go into battle mode, I think, or something.
Yep.
So I was like staring at the character select screen and I was a little exhausted. And it just like, I found it just funny and at the perfect moment of like, these characters are all blinking completely randomly. And that's like all they're doing is just blinking on the character select screen. It's like,
look at the depth of programming
like,
in this
what?
game.
They're just randomly blinking. It's funny if you just look at it for a minute. It's not that funny, but it can be funny if you
like feel completely dead inside. Anything can be funny at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Jordan, I don't know about the story in this one. I don't think,
okay.
I don't know.
I
need to know my character's motivations.
All right. I feel like you're trolling me a little bit.
I don't know. I don't know what the meaning of Mario Kart Life is.
I would love it. I would love them to explain what is up with these sports games and why is everyone's attitude to each other so diametrically opposed to what we get in the mainline games.
Yeah, so in Mario Mainline, you're like, oh, Bowser's trying to marry Peach again. Gotta go save her.
Yeah.
And then
which is
like,
a horrifying proposition if you think about it.
Then you're like, all right, Peach, time to play soccer. Enjoy this electric fence. And she's like,
yeah.
Like,
that one, okay.
Right.
They're obviously being forced into some sort of torture by Bowser. Like he'll appear and like right? That one kind of makes sense. They're in a cage match and they're like, there's like high stakes,
and then it's post-apocalyptic, and then
like, so I kind of get that, but like whole like Mario Kart or like golfing together, really?
I need to see a timeline, like a proper continuity.
I would love it if somebody put out like a 2-hour long YouTube video, kind of like how you have all
really
these like
exploring
super deep dives into the Zelda lore. Like what's the timeline of the Mario sports spin-offs? You got anything else, Dan?
No, not really. Just that you can't shoot the triple shells backwards, like based on, like, I don't know. I want to be able to, I guess it's like future Mario Karts give you more control over stuff and they just play a little better, which, of course. But I felt like there were times in this game where I just was failing because I was expecting it to be different.
Yep.
And so I found that a little frustrating, but we already touched on that, so don't have to unpack that anymore.
Yes.
That's all I got.
I got a couple small things. We don't have to go into a super deep detail on this. We've talked about it before on the podcast. I do miss the coins in this from Super Mario Kart.
No.
They were re-added back into future games. The coins add an extra level of skill to the game because you have to collect them. As you collect more coins, you up your max top speed. And I like that extra little bit of, I don't know, it's just an extra little bit of something.
Here's my beef with the coins.
Yeah.
Like, it would be one thing if you were just collecting coins and they were improving your top speed.
Yeah.
But the fact that, like, when you get hit by stuff or fall off a track, you lose coins. Yeah. And I think that's the thing about it.
It's like a double penalty.
Irritates me is like, okay, well, now I'm lost top speed and people are collecting all these coins and I can't get more coins, or like, oh, good, I got an item and oh, great, you gave me some coins. How satisfying. Like,
see, here we go. This is another reason why we need a Super Smash Bros. Style Mario Kart game, because then you could have the customization options to say, like, I'm going to turn off coins or on certain items or off certain items or whatever. Like, give us that level of customization that you get in Super Smash Bros. And I think everybody could get what they want out of this.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the coins, they push the game over the edge with sort of the way that it's designed to the rubber banding. Like, oh, if you're in last place, you're going to get a really good item. Oh, by the way, we're going to extra punish you. Kind of like you're saying, double punish you. And it's just like, that doesn't feel great to me. Like, I wish maybe the items were like permanent or just not there at all, which would make them permanent. It's the same thing. Net neutral. No coins. Better Mario Kart experience. That's what I think. That's what I think, Jordan.
Okay. Last thing. There are some very frustrating levels in this game. Specifically, the turnpike level where you're on the highway. You often just get stuck. It's just like real life, and I don't want my video games to be like real life, where you get stuck behind two semi-trucks blocking both lanes, and all you can do is run into them and watch a 5-second cutscene while you shoot up into the air and fall on the ground.
What a terrible... I think they put a good version of that level together in a future Mario Kart.
They did.
Like, that level is atrocious.
Same with Sherbert Land. I've hated that level since I was a kid. It's the one with the ice and the penguins and these big cracks in the ice that you can fall into.
I feel like I like that one in the future Mario Karts, though.
I don't know.
When you can actually see what's going on.
There are some things that are frustrating. Like the penguins, you're just like... I hate it. Anyway, so there's some frustrating levels. There's always going to be that, though, in racing games, I guess.
Yeah. There's 16 tracks, you know? I would say,
they can't all be bangers.
Yeah. But the highway level is really bad. There's just, I don't know. Some of the levels just feel like Rainbow Road. How Rainbow Road is a bit notorious in certain Mario Karts, and you're just like...
Yeah.
I like Rainbow Road because everybody hates it.
This one is like by far the easiest. You can't really fall off of it unless you're trying to. But you get
the chomps. Chain chomps that are like...
Yeah, those are hard to avoid.
Eating the entire map. Like, what is... No, like, stop. Just stop. That comes back to the controls that you're talking about being a little bit frustrating. Is like, it's hard to avoid those chain chomps because they're half this track wide. And they're like, I don't know if they're going at an angle, like they're like bouncing off the walls,
kind of like pinball.
But there's some stinkers in this one.
Some stinkers. You heard it here first, folks.
Yep. Sorry, Nintendo. Do better next time you release the sequel to Mario Kart 64.
All right, I think that's it.
All right, you ready to move on to the rest of our show?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Dan, what would you pay for the experience you just had with Mario Kart 64?
You want me to go with my gut?
Yeah, I mean, isn't that the whole point of this?
There's two numbers that are sitting with me.
Oh, two numbers.
There's two numbers. They're not the same number. They're two numbers.
Yeah, well,
technically it's three numbers, but it's two numbers. $7 and $12 are two numbers that I'm sitting.
I thought you were about to say $7.12.
Is that we should bring change into this?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me probably somewhere between 7 and 12. I feel like...
Okay, well, how do you come up with those bookends?
How do I come up with those bookends? Because two numbers occurred to me. The first one was 12, and then I was like, is that accurate, or did I have less fun than that?
Yeah.
I think I said $6 for Super Mario Kart, and you said 12 for Super Mario Kart. So I think I
don't ever listen to me, because I'm always like,
I try not to.
Yeah. That's why we flipped this, because it was just an exercise in futility to ask me what I would pay for these games.
So I think today's experience, I would be like, yes, $10. But I think if I had like a long tail where I got into this with like my son and my wife, or like it became more of a staple, I might go higher, because you've got so much experience. So you're like going through the track super fast and drifting, and there's like a lot here where I think in some of the games that we play, I've played them so much that I kind of go into them like that, kind of knowing what they are. So if I would have played more Mario Kart 64, like maybe before we got together, I could have had a better time, just because I wouldn't have had to like go through that learning curve.
Because you would have had nostalgia tinted glasses?
No, because I would have had enough experience to know what to expect from the tracks and sort of play them more effectively, instead of getting run over by 28 semi-trucks.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I guess $10 is where I'll settle on today's experience.
All right. That's pretty good. Dan, I think that so this is new to us, this whole flipping this part of the episode. So I think that you might have accidentally found out what this game is going for.
I did. So I was doing some like collection stuff on PriceCharting.
Okay.
And I ended up on Mario Kart 64 page, and I was like, don't look, you looked. It was like a...
It's all right. I got a few different flavors of this here for us to check into. But what do you think?
What do I think what it's going for?
Yeah.
It was going for 42 the other day.
Yeah.
But I think here's where the segment goes now, Jordan.
Yeah.
If this was if this was not on the online expansion pass for the Nintendo Switch, if this was like on a virtual console on your wish list, how much are you picking up Mario Kart 64 for?
No.
Because see, that's where I think the great version of the segment goes. Is like, if this is a wish list game for you, what are you paying? If this is a cartridge for Dan, what is Dan paying?
So this is how I'm going to choose to experience this game in the way that it actually exists, not a hypothetical.
Okay.
I personally am not paying for the expansion pack, because I don't think that the price currently justifies what you get.
You will, though,
but
probably at some point.
Maybe at some point, as they keep adding DLC and stuff. But the fact that you can get expansion pass for $4 a month, like, I could see myself maybe like 2 or 3 times over the rest of my life wanting to play Mario Kart 64, and knowing that I can do that for $4, $8, or $12. I'm like, okay, I have access to this game if I want it for a limited period of time.
But it's not $4 a month, because you have to pay for it outright. You can't do it monthly, can you?
You can. You can do it monthly.
Really?
I think so.
No, I don't think you can do that one monthly. I think you have to pay for the full thing. Because I think I looked into it, whether you could like do when they announced it. I think I was looking into it, but
they are so tricky in the way they advertise this.
Yeah,
listen to this. Listen to how
it's how everybody does it.
Oh my gosh, that is
you're paying
deceptive.
$50 for the whole thing.
Listen to this. They say Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack 12-month membership start at $49.99 US, which is just over $4 per month.
Yes.
So when you Google how much does Switch expansion pass cost, the thing that pops up is 12-month membership, $4.99 US, which is just over $4 per month. And I'm thinking, oh, surely there's a monthly option then if they're advertising just over $4 a month.
That's a typical marketing tactic.
That is frustrating.
Yeah.
Because I'm like the kind of person who'd be like, okay, maybe I'll get this for a month.
Yeah, so it's $35 above your regular Switch Online subscription, which, so are you paying $35 a year for access to this and a bunch of other
stuff that
N64 games?
Yeah, I guess, but like, I don't know. Yeah, so I guess like the place that I would want to buy this would be under $10. Like why would I'm the kind of person who says like I would rather spend the $24 to get the 48 extra tracks it's gonna have most of the N64 tracks and just play
in HD
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, or hope and pray that the next Mario Kart is Mario Kart Ultimate or whatever, and we just get...
No, man, people have been talking about it too much, so they're not gonna do it.
They're gonna do it because literally Mario Kart prints money. It's been out for, what are we at, 6 years now, Mario Kart 8. The Switch version has been out for 6 years, and it's still consistently the top-selling Switch game.
Yeah.
Which is why they aren't making a new one. They're going to wait until they launch a new console and then they'll put out Mario Kart 9.
Well, they only do one a generation.
Yeah, but the Switch didn't really get its own. It's a port of
but the Wii U doesn't, it's not even a thing.
Yeah, but it was a generation. There's lots of things that weren't.
No, it's not a thing, man.
Like, by that logic...
They just shoveled the Wii U into the Switch, which... This is why the Switch was a success. It's because Nintendo had all these fantastic games that they had already made for the Wii U.
Yeah.
So the Wii U or the Switch didn't need like a ton of games because Nintendo, to gain third-party support, a console needs to be successful, right? And the Wii U didn't have that. So Nintendo had already developed all these like legitimately great games. So to keep the Switch afloat, they had all these great games to just put right on it.
Yeah, it's hard to criticize Nintendo for what they did with the Switch and with the ports and everything. The fact that they've sold 7.5 billion copies is just truly mind-blowing.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Wii U is just like it's
I love
poor
that you don't even blink when I say it anymore.
The Wii U is just like poor marketing, and it's a whole thing. It's a colossal failure. But they took what they actually did right with it and brought it into the Switch. And
yes,
so,
I'm
good
happy
for them.
I'm happy for the Switch. It's my favorite console of all time.
At least somebody is.
Dan was such a Switch hater when it first came out. We had the longest and biggest arguments about the Switch, and I was its biggest supporter. And he took a long time to come around on the Switch.
I don't know. It's neutral in my book, but I just remember like you being excited about your Switch pre-order and like pre-ordering Breath of the Wild, and I'm like, oh, you're a Zelda fan now, like because it was like one of the only games that that was coming out for Switch.
To be fair,
it ended up being your favorite game of all time.
Exactly, it ended up being one of my favorite games of all time.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
All right, Dan. So you knew what it was going for, around $42. Do you have any idea what it's going for, a complete copy?
No. Let me try to logic this out. Okay,
yeah.
So if a loose cartridge is $42, this is one of those games, one of those, where everybody who had it loves it pretty much.
Yeah.
At least that's how I feel. Like my brother-in-law and sisters, like my brother-in-law had this growing up, and he plays it with my nephews and stuff, and like it's a staple game.
Lots of people our age still have this game and still pull it out. So complete copy. I mean, I don't know how many copies this game sold, but for whatever reason, $132 is what is jumping out in my gut. 102. 102 is a complete copy.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Then there's also a player's choice version of this game. Any idea what that's going for?
Loose or complete?
Loose.
Player's choice. Loose. I don't think the player's choice makes much of a difference. Generally speaking, this came out early in the console life cycle, so I feel like a player's choice version. Because sometimes like that stuff, maybe it comes out like super late in life cycle and becomes like the rare version, but I don't think that's the case here. So I would probably guess 35.
39.
It's
almost the exact
same. Yeah.
Now there's also a not for resale version of this game.
These are silly.
Any idea?
And some of those are like stupid expensive. I would guess that one's probably like in the $70 to $80 range.
Try $307. $307. That's purely for collectors only, though, right?
Yeah.
Who cares? Who cares at that point?
Well, some of the not for resales, I think, were like demo cartridges. Some of them, I think, were the full games because I've looked at this in the past.
Yeah.
So I think some of them were actually unique experiences to those cartridges, and some of them just weren't. They just have like a little difference.
It could have been one for like a hospital unit or something like that, or they had,
or like the Toys R Us kiosk kind of a thing.
Yeah. $307. All right, last one, Dan. Any idea what it went for in Japan? The Japanese version.
Mario Smash Kart 64 Bun.
Yes.
So I think N64 games are dirt cheap in Japan, so I'm gonna guess like $7.
$12.
$12.
The other half of your bookend. $12. Yes.
$12.
There you go. Or as we said, Switch Online expansion pass, $50 per year.
Yeah.
You get this and a whole bunch of other stuff. So you got a bunch of options.
Some Sega Genesis games that you can get for way less than $50 a year.
Yeah.
The Genesis collection. Which they should probably stop selling, but they probably won't.
It's not all the same games, though. You get 50 games in that Sega Genesis collection.
Yeah.
There's like 12 in the Sega Genesis expansion pack.
Oh, man. So, okay. $42 worth it or worthless? I got to call it worthless on principle.
The fact that you could go and buy a used copy, or actually you can get a brand new copy because this is one of the few titles that Nintendo has actually discounted. You could get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the same price.
I pay over $30 for Mario Kart Wii.
I'm pretty sure I saw ads $39.99.
Yeah.
So I would say it's got to be worthless unless you are just this was a huge part of your childhood or something. If that's the case, you should buy it now because it's only going to go up.
Well, who knows?
Who knows is right, but like just the way things have been going, it's just gotten stupid. So
it feels to me like, well, I don't know. It feels to me like the market is starting to like. There's certain things in the market that are still like obnoxiously expensive, but the stuff that's not as hard to find, I feel like isn't going as insane.
Plateauing a little bit.
That being said, I did pick up this game for like $31.80 last summer when we did the community retro game.
That's a 25% increase.
So
I'm terrible at math, so nobody double check the math.
So it went up about $10, but I feel like less insane, but I could be just speculating wrong. But who knows? Yep. Jordan, do we have trivia today?
We do. We have some trivia. This one was, we got two actually, sent in by our friend Jude, who has sent us a lot of trivia. So thanks, Jude.
Thank you, Jude.
All right, Dan. Which item was added to the game to help make up for the N64's limited processing power?
Okay.
This is an item that was added to the game to make up for the N64's limited processing power. Was it the blue shell, the fake item block, or the golden mushroom?
To make up for limited processing power?
Yeah, and I have like I was a little bit skeptical of this, so I did look it up, and I have a quote from the director of the game himself.
Yeah.
To verify this claim.
Okay, let me think about this. So the blue shell had to do with like balancing the game. So it's that I don't think so because it was like an intentional choice of rubber banding and blue shell to make the game more competitive. The mystery block is an interesting one. The golden mushroom, I don't know how that would deal with like a limitation unless they were trying to do like a bullet bill style item and they had to sort of not do that. So the question mark block doesn't make sense to me because it just feels like what would that have to do with limitation?
Yeah, what would any of these have to do?
Because the bananas stay on the track. The shells pretty much stay when you throw them for a while. So I feel like there wouldn't be a limitation component to that. So I'll say with the golden mushrooms.
Okay, the answer was the blue shell.
Really?
In a 2011 interview with Kotaku, Hideki Kano, who directed Super Mario Kart and Mario Kart 64, was asked about the blue shell's inclusion in the series. He stated that it was introduced in Mario Kart 64 to keep players closer together due to the limited processing power of the N64.
Oh, okay.
So, but that doesn't make sense to me because we had times where people were spread to all across the map.
Yeah.
And I don't know if like maybe it was like a frame rate thing, like it runs better when everybody's closer together or what. But I mean, it comes straight from the guy who directed the game, so I don't know how you can dispute it. But I don't see how that.
Where did you find that quote?
That was that was from Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shout out to our sponsor, Wikipedia. Well, it wasn't the main Wikipedia. It was like a side one. It was the blue shell Wikipedia page.
Oh,
yeah.
Blue shell Wikipedia.
I had to dig a little bit for this, but yeah, it was from a 2011 interview with Kotaku.
Interesting.
Yeah, weird. Okay, here we go. In Mario Kart 64, Thwomp's laugh is actually the laugh sound effect of a Mario Kart racer slowed down. Whose laugh was turned into Thwomp's laugh? Do you understand what I'm saying here?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I understand.
Whose laugh was slowed down to make Thwomp's laugh?
Princess
Was it
Peach,
Bowser, Wario, or Donkey Kong?
Donkey Kong? No. Donkey Kong. Ooh, 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 ooh. Does he laugh?
He does like.
Oh,
That's the only.
Does Bowser? What does he do?
I don't know. I can't even think of. You raced as Bowser.
Okay, so it's Bowser, Donkey Kong, and Wario.
Yeah.
I don't remember hearing what the thump sound like. The Donkey Kong thing kind of sounds right. Let's go with Donkey Kong.
It was Wario. It was Wario, the purple pants man himself. Yes. So there you go. 0 for 2.
I'm going to change my answers again, Jordan.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, might as well.
I'm going to go with the Wario and the blue shell.
Oh, man. It's amazing.
Blue
this
Wario.
is why we have to have retest.
We added a new feature to the podcast.
Rewind. Yeah.
We got Rewind.
Everybody loves Rewind, except for retro video game purists. And that one girl on Instagram who really hates it.
Get good or get a new hobby.
Yeah, I don't remember what episode that was from, but somebody
I think it
told
Mario
us.
2 was when that thing was popping off.
Somebody told us, don't use Rewind. Get good or get a new hobby. Oof. All right. Well, to each their own.
Well, I think that was like, is it beating a game if you use cheats or rewind? And it's like,
yeah,
that was I think the debate at the time.
Yeah.
So, all right. So when was the last time I missed a trivia question, Jordan? It's
like
been
5 seconds ago.
Was that like 2021 at some point?
Oh yeah. Okay. Sure.
This podcast have save states.
Dan did say his brain isn't firing on all cylinders. So
I loaded the save
let
state
him
right
have
before
this
the
one.
trivia segment.
Okay.
Got unlimited lives in the trivia segment.
The trivia. All right. His brain's really failing now.
Jordan, we got a bounty.
We do.
We want to know. You got to DM us. Which one is better, Mario 3 or Super Mario World?
Yes. Which is your favorite, Mario 3 or Super Mario World? You can send us a direct message on social media at Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. We are at WIOW Podcast. You can also send us an email
at worthitoworthlesspodcast@gmail.com.
Or you can send Dan or myself a direct message on Discord. You can always earn bonus entries every month just by participating in our Discord. That community continues to grow, so just jump in there, talk about retro video games, talk about modern video games, talk about music or wrestling or whatever it is you're into. And just by participating, you can earn some bonus entries. Don't forget, you have to submit an official entry via DM for your bonus entries to count.
You're killing me with the way you're accenting the words. Just over here listening to you yell. There's also, sorry, the rules in the description.
I'm trying
/bounty.
I'm trying to be thorough for the legal eagles out there.
With your accentuation of the stuff.
Yes, if you were distracted by the way I was speaking, you can just go and look at worthitoworthless.com/bounty for all the rules, or you can look in the show notes.
Info. Yep. Jordan, next month, as we mentioned, probably going to be April. That poll ends tomorrow. It's winning by quite a large margin. So, don't know what's coming up for the second episode in April.
Yeah, maybe. But this is a good time. Jump in if you have been considering joining us on Patreon. You can hop in there and you could vote for the second. Make us play something that people really hate. We're gonna have a bad time either way. Like Dan was saying,
people like it when we have a bad time.
Yeah, Dan was saying before this, before we started recording, he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna play all the way through Superman 64," and I was like, "No, you're not. You're not gonna make it. I know for a fact he's not gonna make it. I remember renting that game from Blockbuster, and it's gonna be a bad time. So, what other game are we gonna play and have a bad time with? You could help pick. So,
I gotta put together a poll. I gotta figure out what the worst games of all time are.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to.
Maybe you have to make a poll so you can make a poll.
I kind of did
make
that.
A poll.
That's how I got April's theme. I was like, hey guys, on Patreon, what do you guys think the poll should be?
Yeah.
What do you think the monthly theme should be? We got some interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot of power
options
for our Patreon subscribers.
Yeah. So April's going to be interesting. Hate-prol is probably what it's going to be.
Yeah.
So, Jordan, eShop Apocalypse time.
Oh yeah.
In honor of Nintendo giving the old Yeller treatment to our dear sweet eShop on the Wii U and the 3DS.
Rightfully so.
We are giving shout outs to games that you would be remiss not to pick up before Nintendo does that.
Or just don't and save your money for something else.
Save your money. Don't save your money on this one, Jordan. This week we're giving a shout out to Castlevania Dracula X.
Okay.
On the Wii U eShop for the Super Nintendo. Jordan, I think the Super Nintendo games are like $6 or $7 on the Wii U eShop.
Okay.
Do you have any idea what a cartridge for Dracula X goes for? Looked this up on PriceCharting today.
No, I'm sure it's a lot.
Take a stab. Just give me it's a rare Castlevania game that people like a lot.
$112.
$388.
That's more than a not for resale version of Super Mario 64.
Sure is. So be sure to pick up Dracula X if you're interested in that game on your Wii U.
Not
if you're
part
one
of
13 owners.
Isn't that part of one of the collections on Switch?
No, it's not on the Castlevania collection.
It is. It's part of the Castlevania Advance collection.
Okay, yeah, all right. I'm sorry. I forgot about the Castlevania Advance collection.
$20 there, so it's cheaper on the Wii U or 3DS eShop.
Wii U. I don't know if it's is that just the straight Super Nintendo version, I wonder?
I don't know. It says it includes Castlevania Dracula X and some what?
Some what? Castlevania games?
It's okay. It includes games that were first released on Game Boy Advance and Castlevania Dracula X, so it is the Super Nintendo version.
Okay. All right. Well, check that game out. Either way, people like that game. I haven't played it yet. Probably should.
I have it wishlisted, the Advance collection, because I'm sure we'll eventually get around to playing some of them.
We probably will. Maybe we should do Symphony of the Night first, but
I don't think I can get that on my Switch.
You get it on your Xbox 360.
I'm trying to sell it on Facebook. But so many sketchy people want my Xbox 360.
All right, my friend. I think that's going to wrap it up. I don't think we have anything else.
I think that does it.
All right, my friends. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you in 2 weeks with probably Superman 64.
Yeah, and I hope you guys had a merry Super Marchio.
Yes.
This is coming out on the last day of the month.
I think so. Something like that. Yeah,
something like that. So
close to it, yeah.
Here's to April.
Here's to April.
Oh, and maybe April is just a big April Fool's joke and we don't have to do it after all.
No, I don't think it is.
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe we just won't release episodes in April. It'll be better for everybody.
We decided, in light of the current voting situation on Patreon, to just take a personal health month, and we'll pick up back in May.
Well, I guess we'll see you in May. The force be with you.
Which is going to be probably equally terrible.
Whatever, man.
I don't know.
Knights of the Old Republic 2. Get started now. All right, guys.
All right,
see ya. Bye. Guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, we'd greatly appreciate it if you left us a rating or review wherever you're listening, and if you shared the show with other retro gaming fans in your life. If you're looking for more retro gaming content, check out worthitoworthless.com, where you can find things like reviews, guides, game recommendations, and of course, all of our relevant links. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks.